This is WCM's Park Update, a weekly show covering the outdoor hospitality industry, hosted by Ben Quiggle and Mike Gast. During each episode, you'll hear from special guests and campground experts on topics that will help your park flourish. WCM's Park Update is a production of Woodall's Campground Magazine.
Hi, I'm Ben Quiggle, editor of Woodall's Campground Magazine, and this is another edition of WCM's Park Update. And of course, my esteemed colleague Mike Gast is here, the president of the Emiola Group. And our guest today is somebody that's probably pretty familiar, at least to KOA owners, and me, and a lot of people in the RV industry. Gwen Sullivan, who is the executive director of the Care Camps Foundation. And Gwen, I didn't screw up the name there. I got the whole Care Camps Foundation, so you should be proud of me. That's a challenge. So, and I, maybe just to start off, I guess you guys did change your name, and you came out with a new logo. I guess what was behind that? I guess what was behind the change?
Well, hi, Ben, and hi, Mike, and hi, everyone. Before I get into that, Ben, since it's Veterans Day today, I really want to just take a pause here and just really thank our veterans for their service and their families. I live in Virginia Beach, Virginia, and so there's a big military culture here, and particularly, I watch the Navy ships go, out and come back from sea. So I just really want to call that out and thank them for their service as well as their families, because it's their families that sacrifice a lot too. So just wanted to call that out here. And yes, we had a bit of a change this year. We added foundation to our name, really simply because to better clarify how we function. We solely fundraise to solely fund pediatric oncology camps across the United States and Canada. With our name of Care Camps, we were often confused here that we own the camps or we operated the camps. And the bottom line of what we do is we fund these camps here. And that's our mission. And that's been our mission for 40 years. We're actually celebrating our 40th anniversary this year. And then, of course, I know it's just amazing. And Mike, I just shout out to you. You've been a part of us for so long here.
Well, yeah, full disclosure, I was the liaison for KOA to the Care Camps Board for all 20 years I worked for KOA, and it was close to all of our hearts. And it started off with KOA owners. That was their idea. It was KOA Owners Association that really started this. And KOA, the corporation, wrapped its arms around it, and it kind of took off from there, and it really took off after it expanded shortly before you came, I think, Gwen, to outside KOA. We kind of became more inclusive of that, and the industry in large really wrapped their arms around it, and it just took off in a big way.
It really did, and so as much as we are expanding, what's really important here for us and is honoring our legacy here. And it's such an honor and a privilege to be part of this legacy now, in that it was really just a few KOA campground owners that said, let's do something here. Let's give back. And there was one camp that they funded 40 years ago called Happiness is Camping. And I went and visited that camp this summer here. That's still going. That camp started its operations in 1982. It's a family-owned and family-operated camp for children with cancer. And it was just so extraordinary here to see their campground that they have here, and how many children, the thousands of children and families that they've served. So it is quite a legacy and that we're really proud and honored to be a part of.
Can can you we do have a lot of new people in the industry. I don't know if we quite said what exactly you guys you fund camps. I guess what do the camps do for people? I guess.
So these camps, the camps that we fund are for children who have cancer. And
Yeah.
many of these camps also have programs for the families. They do family retreats, they do special camps for the siblings, the brothers and sisters of these children. Many of them now are going into hospitals and doing hospital programs as well as outpatient clinics and doing school outreach. It's just really extraordinary. They're still the base of what they do are these outdoor camps. And our mission here is to give joy, hope, and the healing power of the outdoors to these children and families at these camps. That's our mission, even though we added foundation to our name, and with that, of course, we updated our logo. And our mission has not changed in 40 years. It's still the same.
And I've been on a lot of these camps over the years, and from the outside, when you first arrive, you wouldn't notice anything's different. It looks like your typical kids' summer camp. It's got the archery. There are kids out canoeing. They're playing volleyball. They're having good times, arts and crafts. And then you start noticing that there'll be these little kids with no hair or with missing limbs sometimes. Some of them are in active treatment. All these camps, most of these camps have active medical staffs on hand, so that if a kid needs to attend and is still undergoing their treatment, that can continue. I can't tell you how many times then I've been overnighting at these camps when you get up and go for a walk at night and you see the kids that are taking their treatments at night in the clinic, so that they can play during the day and still be campers. And the other thing that just strikes me is that these kids that have been different their entire lives, some of them in hospitals for years, all of a sudden they are around people that they don't have to explain themselves to, that they all get it. It's a symbiosis there that's just remarkable.
Well said, Mike. Absolutely. And that really is when you are inside of these camps here. And just to put an exclamation mark on what you said, they're bouncing around, playing, doing pranks on the counselors, and they get to experience nature and being outdoors and doing outdoor activities like zip lining here, and getting in a pool that they might not have been able to do, all these things at home. And it really is this community building that they have that's really extraordinary. And they build lifelong friendships here at these camps. And they go back. I mean, once they go, they come back to these camps to reconnect with their friends. And so it really is. It's like we say, it's the gift that keeps on giving.
And I know the demand for giving seems like it increases every year. Like this stuff that the camps need help with. I guess what are some of the things that they face right now? What are some of the challenges those camps are facing, and why donating is so important to ensure they can
Well,
keep going? I guess.
absolutely, Ben. Thank you for calling that out. I mean, what these camps need are funds for their basic operations, whether they're renting their campground or they might own their campground, paying, their baseline staff here. These camps have an extraordinary volunteer program, and yet, they need medical supplies. And so that's what we're really proud to be able to do here, is to help support their basic operations here. No strings attached. They apply for a grant each year with us, and so all the camps that apply for a grant, we give them funding, just based on how many children and families they're serving, the number of kind of camping programs and that type of thing. So it's that's what we do. And what's really important here, from how we operate is the funding that we generate each year from very gracious donors and generous donors then determines how much we are able to distribute to these camps the following year. So we're coming down to the last couple of months here, and we're just those that are have the means to do so. Any amount helps here, and particularly we've got Giving Tuesday coming up and end of the year giving coming up, and that we would be just
Yeah,
very grateful for any and all help here. So, again, the more we receive, the more then that we can give.
I think it's been, and Mike can probably speak to this a little bit better than I can. He's been with you guys for a long time, but just the amount of growth I've seen over the last 5 to 7 years, just in the outreach you guys are able to do. So obviously, you guys are you fundraise in Canada now too. You support camps in Canada, and then
Yes.
I think you guys have made huge inroads into the RV industry,
Mhm.
and you know, camp KOA campgrounds are the ones who founded the foundation, but you guys have grown so much and been able to bring in other industries, I guess, as well to help out.
Who are
Well, the
some of the big players now, Gwen?
Well, the RV industry here, it was 10 years ago, 10 plus years ago here is when care camps actually became
Mhm.
its own standing nonprofit, separate from KOA. And at that time, we had board members and, other champions here that really helped knock on the door of the RV industry. And that has opened a whole new arena for us. And we're just so grateful for the RV industry. And as I was mentioning to you all before we came on board, we're really looking forward now to being showcased at the RV Dealers Association convention just this week. Our partners here, we really have some real committed and steady partners in the RV industry. And, if you want me to call out a few, I'm happy to do so here. We've
Well,
got,
I mean, I think Forest River. I mean, what they've done is just amazing. Didn't you just recognize them for they reached like $1 million milestone? I know they have
yeah.
like a partnership with you, correct?
They made a goal, made a commitment,
Yeah.
5 years ago, and to donate $1 million to cumulatively donate $1 million, and they do a point of sale with us for each unit that they
Mhm.
sell, and achieve that this year. So of course, we really wanted to recognize them. And I also want to recognize Patrick Industries, who have helped.
Yeah.
They brought us a new partnership this year with Brandstar Production. And because of that, we were actually included in a Lifetime TV episode of Designing Spaces of Hope, where they featured one of our camp that we fund, Camp Boggy Creek, and then showcased us. And that was, Jeff Rodino and his team really just saying, hey, this is, pay attention to Care Camps Foundation here. And one thing led to another. And there we are, on national TV. So I thank him for that. Campers Inn RV, they have a very robust employee giving campaign, and they do a
Yeah.
match with their employees, which is really sweet. And Thor Industries is really helping, helping us with outreach to their family of companies, in addition to their very generous donation through their foundation. And also, Lippert continues to be a strong partner with us, as well as the Winnebago Foundation. And we got a new partnership this year with Brinkley RV. So those are just to name a few here to call out here. And there's so many others, and we're just really grateful for all their support.
You know,
And,
the
Yeah.
big, big slice of the pie obviously is corporations and companies, but campers can get involved too, correct?
Oh, absolutely here. And circling back around, our baseline support continues here from the KOA campgrounds, and they're out fundraising for us, through the whole season, and also the KOA corporate office too. They have an employee giving campaign. They sponsored a golf tournament for us. They bring in donations through their website, and there's all kinds of other ways too. And it's not just KOA campgrounds. We're not just, there's other campgrounds and campground
Yeah.
companies that have really signed on with us too. And also in Canada, my goodness, we've got all kinds of wonderful partnerships going here in Canada. Allison Stovall serves as our Canadian representative, our Canadian associate, and it's just so wonderful to have her, there physically present, and so we're very grateful for all that.
I know one thing donors like to know a lot is that they're giving to the right organizations, and their end dollar is used wisely. Talk a
Yeah.
little bit about that association with Coca and how that helped you kind of
Okay.
give the
Mhm.
give the authority, I guess, of pre-qualifying these camps over to Coca.
That's a really important point, Mike, and thank you for bringing that up. COCA is the Children's Oncology Camping Association. And around the same time that Care Camps became its own standing nonprofit, here is a strategic alliance and partnership was formed with COCA, the Children's Oncology Camping Association. And this is the association for these camps here, the pediatric oncology camps, these camps that serve children with cancer and their families. And to be a member of that association, your camp has to be medically supervised here. To be a member of that association, they also offer their gold ribbon program, which is their quality assurance program, and they provide ongoing professional education and development. So these camps are automatically vetted here as top quality camps. And so those are the camps that we fund here. And they've got, I think, they're up to about 130 members now. And so we're
Wow.
just, it's really extraordinary. So the funding that we give to these camps, we know that they've been vetted. We know that it's, for safety reasons and quality reasons and so much more here. So we don't have to worry about where the money's going, and we can reassure our donor partners that their money is going to the right camps here.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we got to take a break. We could talk a little bit more about fundraising after the break. We recognize our sponsor, and we'll be back with Gwen Sullivan from Care Camps Foundation here in a minute.
Bring mobile payments to campground amenities and increase guest satisfaction. The PayRange app lets you accept credit cards on all your machines, eliminating the hassle of quarters. Works with laundry, vending, arcade games, and more. PayRange Blue Key, a simple hardware device, DIY installs on each machine. Guests pay with their phone and can receive convenient reminders. Schedule a demo to learn more about what PayRange can do to modernize your campground.
Hi, welcome back to WCM's Park Update, and we are chatting with Gwen Sullivan, Executive Director of the Care Camps Foundation. And Gwen, we did talk a little bit before the break about fundraising, and I think it's kind of neat. You guys have tools for people, for organizations, individuals on your website, I guess. We can actually share this, so we'll share the screen so people can kind of see what you guys offer as far as so you have like toolkits and marketing and event materials, for larger corporations like a giving guide, or even stuff for
Yeah.
RV dealers. I guess you guys obviously put a lot of work into designing some of this stuff just to kind of help people come up with ideas and market things, I guess.
Absolutely. We just, I'm a big fan of just what I call grab and go things
Yeah.
here, that you can just take it, take a look at it. And we want to make it real easy. What you have up there now, Ben, is our fundraising toolkit. And this is really
Yeah.
fun and easy, like fundraising, things that you can
Hmm.
do at your campground in particular. Each one of these things, as you see, like whether it's a chili cook-off or duck derby or
Yeah.
pancake breakfast or whatever, if you click on any one of those things, there's a one pager of how
Yeah,
to, like how to do this from stem to stern, from start to finish, and just
yeah.
real easy instructions there. Thank you. And
Yeah.
so and they're all just one pagers here. It's not complicated, but it just, for campground owners and managers here, you can just download this and just pass it out to your staff and your team. And there you go.
And then,
The thing,
yeah,
go
and
ahead.
then you have these videos too down here, which I think I've watched both of these at conventions before, and wow, they're impactful too, that people can
They
use.
really
So
are. I'll tell you, Ben, if I've had a long day or,
mhm.
just feeling a little like overwhelmed, I actually watch the video, and particularly our signature video that's on our homepage, and it's also there. And it's just one of those things that, brings me back to my center, brings me back to the mission. And it's really inspirational too, and
Yeah.
really heartfelt. So we encourage those that are helping us do fundraising to show those videos here. They're 2 minutes each, and they're very impactful, like you said. And
And
also,
it's
we've got these materials here, Ben, that
Yeah.
you've got up, a flyer, our QR code, a thermometer. And these are things you can just download and print and use however you want to. Help us get the word out.
Yeah.
I think it's good to point out too that the care camps effort is very holistic. I mean, these camps will watch out for more than just the kids that actually have the cancer. There's siblings that it's chronic. When a child has a chronic illness like that, everybody else in the family is affected, no more so than those other siblings, whether they be older or younger. And these camps take care of those kids. They understand the mental stress that the
Mhm.
entire family's under, including those siblings that are healthy, but the family life kind of gets focused around the sick one, and anybody that's had a chronically ill kid will tell you, and I've had one that it's all consuming, and it's hard to keep in mind that there's other kids involved. It's also hard to take care of yourself, and these camps also focus in on the parents, and whether that's to give them a week off just to regroup, or to give them the mental health that they need to recharge.
I
Yeah.
thank you for calling that out, Mike. The camp that I was mentioning earlier, Happiness is Camping, one of the first camp that Care Camps funded, the siblings come along with their brothers and sisters that have cancer at their outdoor camp. And so there they are, all the brothers and sisters, and they're all just, fused together going to camp. And it's a real special thing. Now, many of the camps have separate sibling camps here, so the siblings just have a chance to really be together. And then the families. There's the family retreats and family programs too, where the whole family can come in as well. So again, thank you for calling that out.
Yeah. I mean, how has the um, support grown over the years from the campgrounds? Obviously, it started out with a lot of KOA, and then you mentioned earlier that there are a lot of non-KOA parks that also host fundraisers. Do you see that growing more and more every year? I guess.
Absolutely. The outdoor industry, and particularly the campground industry, is really growing here. Harvest
Yeah.
Host is a partner of ours, and helping us make different connections in the broader outdoor industry. Mike, give you a lot of credit here for getting us connected with the glamping industry here. And recently we were attended the glamping expo in
Yeah.
Colorado. And so, which expanded, a whole nother arena for us.
Well, I think people in general and business owners in particular are looking for that missing piece. They know that they want to give back, and sometimes they want to give back to their communities, and so many of them do a great job at that. But to have an association like this that is associated with camping, it just seems like such a natural way of giving back and sharing the success that all these businesses have.
Absolutely. It's just a natural fit here. And that's where, that's our sweet spot, and that's our lane here, that, we'll continue here to show up and be present, with the campground industry, the RV industry. Also, truth be known, my outdoor passion is sailing, and so we're looking at the marine industry here. So, there's a lot of
Wow.
opportunities
Yeah.
here. And at the same time, it's really important, we just, again, of honoring our legacy with KOA here, and to continue to really foster the relationships and the partnerships that we have, as we also continue to expand, because that's, as we're growing and expanding, it's really, we're very committed to honoring the partnerships that we do currently
So,
have.
people can learn more about care camps at carecamps.org, and they can donate there as well too, for both the US and Canada, right?
Absolutely. There's, two venues there. And we actually do have as you showed earlier, there's a pop-up box here just to remind people right up front that you can easily donate in any amount here. We're just so grateful for, because it all adds up here. So, the $25, $50, $100, and more if you're able, but every little bit adds up. And we are, again, very grateful for the support.
Well, it's always great to catch up with you, Gwen. I see you at industry events, throughout the year. Obviously, the Campgrounds of America conference, I'll be seeing you at there as well. It's always just great to see you're always smiling, and you have a passion for care camps, and it's always great to hear how care camps is doing and expanding. So, thank you for coming on the
Thank
show
you.
today.
Thank you, Gwen.
Well, absolutely. It's
And
just always such a pleasure
yeah.
to be you. And it's easy to smile, Ben, when I see you and Mike here, because you're just such champions of our mission, and just really appreciate it. All that you two, RV business, as well as other, outdoor industry media outlets do for us to help showcase our mission.
Well, thank you. Yeah. And like you mentioned, people can learn more at carecamps.org. And just thanks again, Gwen, for coming on the show. And thanks, everyone, for watching. And we will be back again next week.
Thank you for listening to WCM's Park Update, a production of Woodall's Campground Magazine. Join us for a new show each Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern on Facebook, YouTube, and wherever you listen to podcasts. Follow us on Facebook and LinkedIn for daily news and updates, and subscribe to our news feed on our website at woodallscm.com.